So I've owned a dealership for around a year now. And in that time, I've seen that there's things that I love about it and there's things that I hate about it. Today, we're going to be focusing on the 5 things that I hate about owning a car dealership, just to prepare you in case you want to open up a car dealership yourself in the future. And I will say there's not going to be any fancy edits or anything like that. It's just going to be me sitting in the backyard, being transparent about everything that I've went through being a dealership owner. Let's get right into it. So the first one would have to be the reputation of just owning a car dealership in itself. And what I mean by that is just more so kind of just a stigma of just being a dealership owner. You know, unfortunately, it's not even like something I would really say is made up. Honestly, I would say probably 70% of the car dealers in this space are people that, sure, they might have their own lot, they might have their own dealership going and everything like that, but it's fully in their best interest to just do what they have to do to make their own money, and they really could care less about what's good for the customer, regardless of if they have to potentially be getting over on the customer and kind of be lying to them or cheating them in a certain way to make more profit themselves, or just doing something that's just not in the customer's best interest. Like just knowing that, all right, this is not good for you, but I'm still gonna do it just because I want more money myself, right? And that's how most dealers are. And it's unfortunate that because that's the case where most dealers are like that, it kind of comes back to me in a sense as well. Even though I'm the opposite, I mean, I'm the person where I'm looking to make sure that this is a good decision for that customer and it's something that they really want to do. Of course, yes, I have a business as well, so I have to do what I have to do to make more profit as well. But I'm not the type of dealer where I'm trying to be getting over on someone. I'd rather someone is really happy with me, and then in the future they could potentially come back to me or refer other people to me, if anything, right? But that's just the annoying thing, just being a dealership owner, and when you have a customer coming to you to do really anything when it comes to business, it's like you have to kind of have an expectation to go over that hurdle in itself before you start anything else, really. Now moving on to the second thing that I hate about owning a car dealership is just all the responsibilities. All the responsibilities of being a dealership owner. And what I mean by that is that just the business in itself, I mean, just being a business owner, if you've never been in business before, I mean, you'll see compared to being an employee, that's just a common thing. Honestly, like you're just gonna have more responsibilities to just keep up with. That's just how it is, right? But I will just say, when it comes to owning a car dealership specifically, there's just, from what I've seen, a decent amount more responsibilities. And in a way, I will say it makes sense, just because, I mean, we're talking about cars here, right, that we're primarily selling as like our main service for people, right, and for the public. So cars, realistically, I mean, that's the thing that people will be saving up potentially years for, and for most people that'll be either the most expensive thing that they'll ever pay for in their entire lives, or it'll be one of the most expensive things that they'll pay for in their entire lives, like next to houses and stuff like that. So you having the business that your entire business is based around selling cars and buying cars, of course there's just a lot of regulations and laws and different things like that goes into it, but there's just a lot of responsibility that ties into it as well, which could be just stressful at times. Of course, even things like, you know, all right, if you do something wrong, or even if you don't do something really wrong, from your knowledge, you could be in your best interest yourself, but someone could try to be getting over on you, if anything, and try to be coming in and suing you. Or of course, if you have employees to keep up with as well, so that you're not doing every single thing in the dealership yourself, of course, that's responsibilities in itself. Regardless of how the business is doing, you got to make sure those employees are paid for and all that stuff as well. So just different things like that. And of course, the different the rules and regulations and laws that could potentially change any year that's coming from the state that your dealership is in. Like all that stuff just leads into the extra responsibilities that could be just a little bit more stressful at times. Again, comparing to what I've seen a lot of other businesses might have to potentially go through. Now, the third thing that I would have to say that I hate about owning a car dealership would be the customers, okay? And I mean, again, of course, I mean, we wouldn't be in business if we didn't have customers. So this is kind of like a two-part thing, right? Because obviously you need customers to just stay in business in general. But at the same time, when you're talking about customers that comes from a car dealership, I mean, sure, I have great customers that will be like my loyal customers that'll come back and, you know, they want more cars and refer other people, you know, to me and different things like that. But then on the opposite side, you also have customers where they just make owning a car dealership a real hassle at times, right? Those will be the ones where kind of leading into the second point. They might be doing things like trying to sue you, for a certain reason, or, trying to kind of get over on you. Or I will just say too, I mean, we're used car dealers, you're selling used cars. Things could happen with used cars. I mean, and we might not be totally, especially for my cars, a lot of times I'll take it to the mechanic, I'll do different things to make sure that the car is good before I sell it. But in the end, it's still potentially a 10-year-old car, a 15-year-old car, even a 5-year-old car, like things can happen, and it's just annoying when the customer doesn't see that. Like, even if it's where in my best interest, I'm trying to do what's right for the customer, sometimes the customer, they're just trying to, if anything, sometimes either just do what they can to try to get over on you as a business owner, right, as one thing, or if another thing, just not understand that things could happen. Like they're putting out, and I get it, like some of these people, they might be saving years to get that car that you have yourself and you're selling to them, and that might be literally like the last of their money. So I get it that it's an important purchase, but some of them, it's like, they almost think that they're buying a brand new car. For, let's say they might have $5,000 to pay for a car, and they're treating it like it's like a brand new car, as if nothing could ever happen. And especially when they're potentially making the decision to buy a car that doesn't have a warranty with it, that's their decision at that point. When they try to turn it around as if it's like your fault if something randomly ends up happening, that's not something that you can really control, right? That's technically out of your control in a way. So that's why I say that, just customers in itself, not all of them are horrible, but just some of them, as car dealers, we have to deal with somewhat of the ugly ones at times, which just makes things a little bit annoying. Okay, but now going on to the fourth point, and I will say in a way this kind of ties into the second point as well, but just is more so of a separate thing in itself. Just the paperwork, just the paperwork in itself. That's just like its own category from how I see it. Being a car dealer, again, same type of thing. Like, I feel like I've seen how the paperwork levels for other types of businesses. Even for me, I have a dealership, right? And I also have a mentoring business where I mentor people that want to start their own dealerships and I want to flip cars and different things like that. And I would just say the paperwork when it comes to owning a dealership is just on a completely different level, right? Not only when it comes to signing up for auctions potentially, but also, of course, to start the dealership, that's like its own paperwork process, to do certain paperwork to register a car for a customer, to paperwork when it comes to, just staying in compliance with things. Like, there's just a lot of paperwork that you have to really keep up with. And, if you're not someone that is okay with that, is okay with signing different documents, and really, I'd say just having some amount of time each week that's just literally dedicated to just handling paperwork, and even having a system to just handle all the paperwork in general that comes with the business, you're probably going to be struggling, and it's probably not going to be the business for you in itself. But just that in itself, there's just a lot of paperwork to keep up with, just because there's a lot of rules and regulations and compliance and different things like that you have to make sure that you're keeping up with as a dealership owner. Okay, and now the fifth thing that I would have to say that I hate about being a car dealership owner would be being the family/friend dealer, okay? And of course, that really just comes with being in the space. If you want to, you could try to keep it to yourself, right? You could be like, hey, I got my own business. I'm not going to say that I got a car dealership, all right? And maybe that might help you in some ways. But just when you have friends or family members that know you have a car dealership or know that you're in that industry in itself, it could just be annoying, just because, when immediately when they hear that, they think, oh man, I got the plug to get some amazing deals myself. I got the plug. He's right there with me. And don't get me wrong. Like, I do feel like it is a blessing in itself, especially for like my immediate family, to be able to help them out if they feel like they have car problems, whether they need a new car or they got, problems with the car that they're already having, whatever the case may be. I feel like it's nice to know that I have a solution for the car issues that they have in most cases. But in some cases, it could be someone that you're not even really close with, right? And they just hear that term in itself, that, all right, you have a car dealership, and they're kind of expecting something from you, right? And they got to realize too, let's say if they want a whole different car and to get it for some amazing deal, first of all, you got to still do what you got to do as a business owner. If you're going to be telling them, you're going to be looking for a car for them, that's work in itself, right? It's not like a simple thing of, oh, you want this car? Okay, cool, perfect. Let me just go to this auction really quick and just go pick up this amazing deal for the car. No, usually it takes work, you know, to like not only look for the cars that you're looking to get for your dealership and everything, but to also tack on work for them as well. And some of them, they don't even think of like, oh, well, you still got to potentially make money off of the deal. Like after doing all that work, they just want you to completely pass on the amazing deal that you get yourself as a dealership owner and just completely pass it on to them. Again, even if they don't even really know you like that. So just that in itself, of course, like that's on you to actually make that boundary and how that boundary is going to be as a dealership owner. But just keep that in mind and just be prepared for it, because most likely for just about everyone, that's probably what's going to be coming up as well. So, I mean, just going past all these different things that I hate overall about being a dealership owner, now I'm pretty sure you're probably thinking like, all right, well, would you still say it's worth it given all that? You know, all right, going past the year of owning the dealership and all that stuff, would you still say it's worth it as a dealership owner? And I would say yes, 100% yes, for sure. And I mean, I will say really quick before I get into exactly why I even say that, I will say what even helped me to put me into like the right space to be prepared for exactly what I'm going through now is because of the fact that I was a representative under another dealership. You know, I mean, if you've never seen my channel before, that's exactly where I started. Before I had my own dealership, I was going to dealer-only auctions. I was doing a lot of what the business work was as a dealership owner before I even started business myself, before I even set up my own LLC, and before I did all that stuff myself, you know. So that was really what was kind of like the perfect step to put me into where I am now. And I honestly think for most people out there, if you're thinking about starting your own dealership, that should be your first step as well, just to get you into the right space beforehand. And I will say, I mean, there's really two options for that. I mean, you can either go to a dealership that's around you, one that you might feel like you could trust and everything like that, and just see if they would be open to having you come under their dealership. I will say, to be honest, most of them won't be open to that. Just being real, most won't be, but you could try it in itself. And I will say, as a quick thing, if you have never heard before, yes, I do have that type of thing going under my own dealership. I actually welcome people as dealership representatives under my own dealership, because I mean, that's exactly how I came out myself. So I want to provide that same service that was able to help me to get to exactly where I am. But I will say, I mean, there is a very limited amount of spots, not a huge number of spots left to be a representative under my dealership right now. So if you do want that access, you can go to the link in the description below to see more details about that in itself. But I do just feel like for any person that wants to start their own dealership, that should be your absolute first step, just to prepare you and to have it where at least those things that I just mentioned as the things that I hate, you're already in good standing with, right? You're already like prepared for it before you even open doors. But going on past that, I mean, I will say there is also, obviously, if I'm saying that it's worth it, there is a lot of benefits of having your own dealership as well, whether it be having dealer plates to be able to pop on any car and drive it however you feel, you know, being able to just have so many more income opportunities. Like there's so many ways that you can make money just having a dealership, so many different ways that you can go about doing that. And just being able to be that blessing for people, to be that person that can really help out your community in a huge way, realistically. You know, again, like I said, cars are a huge important piece to a lot of people's lives. And for you to be able to transform that person's life with the thing that you're able to sell them, which is their car, that is a huge thing in itself as well. And it's a huge blessing from what I see. But that was my experience so far, just being a dealership owner. That's really going to be up to you to decide for yourself if this is really going to be worth it for you or not. Okay. But I hope this video was helpful for you as a whole, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.